podcast from Drew and Mike is, I think it's really cool, and that is what I wanted to say.
Two and a mic. After 99 great conversations with people or reading the work of brilliant poets and authors of the past, I settled on this as the best way to celebrate 100 podcasts. I wanted to enjoy a moment with my boys, together in the same room, to record that moment for myself, for them, and for anyone who wanted to listen to us. Upon listening to it a second time, I realized so many interesting elements were represented in here. I won't explain them for myself, though. You can work it out, I'm sure. I love my sons immeasurably, and I'm so pleased that they sat down, in one instance for a whole 30 minutes, to talk with me. Thanks, boys. Enjoy. You chewing on a cookie? Are you chewing on a cookie? During my podcast, little man. Are you chewing on a cookie? And what are you chewing on? I'm the only one who's not eating.
This isn't going in right.
We'll see. I might put it in. There might be a blooper round. Anyway, this is cool for me because I'm doing my 100th podcast, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. And I was thinking, okay, who do I put on? And well, you guys don't really listen to my podcast, but anyway, you don't know. But you've listened to a few. You've listened to a few minutes. There are lots and lots of cool people who I've had the real pleasure of talking to. So I couldn't choose between them because they're all great. So I thought I might as well go straight to like the top of my list, and that is speaking to my boys. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, that's where you normally say, "I'm so happy to be here," but but that's not necessarily the case.
I've listened to a few of your podcasts, and no one has said that.
That's not true. Okay, you must have listened to the wrong ones, the deleted ones. Maybe I've given you access to. Anyway, all right, cool. Here we are. We were supposed to do this weeks ago, Alexander, when you arrived. However, we've managed to somehow do lots of other stuff, and you're about to leave, aren't you? Today's your last day, really. That's why we're doing it today, because tomorrow will be too late.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but anyway, have you enjoyed yourself in Berlin and other places? Yeah. What was your favourite sort of? Okay, we've done quite a few things, but what necessarily stands out for you?
I enjoyed going to his snooker place quite a lot. Actually, that was quite fun. I enjoyed going to not the mine, but the bunker.
Okay.
That was quite cool.
Mm.
I just enjoyed that there's so many activities, and even the amount that we've done, we still didn't do as much as we wanted to.
Mm.
And then we obviously went to Don, and that was a lot of fun.
Mm.
So
yeah.
It's been good.
And you didn't get your ass eaten to bits by mosquitoes this time, so that's quite cool too.
I did in Berlin.
Yeah. Did you? Okay. Fair enough. Sorry, little man. You want to say something? Go on.
Yeah. Can we do the theme now?
What theme?
Yeah, the theme that we actually wanted to do.
Which is what? We always do the theme. We jump around. But before we come to that theme, why do you want to do that theme? Do you want to sing your song? Is that it? You want to do your song? No? Oh, that. Yeah, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry, I've written it down. There's a note here. I know you can't read my scribble, but yeah. What have you enjoyed the most of having this summer basically so far?
My birthday.
You enjoyed your birthday the most?
No.
Can't believe it.
My birthday with Alexander because he was there.
That's true. That's the second time that he's been here for your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second time from Trent.
Mm.
Yeah, and but I enjoyed that we went to down.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? And Alexander really enjoyed seeing you like, at your pool club with your pool team. And so you're like you joined this team when you were 9, and it's an adult pool team. But you get on really well with all the team members, don't you?
I like them.
They're good, aren't they? Yeah, yeah. What's the name of the team? Do you know? Do you remember?
Adler.
Adler.
Eagle.
Yeah, exactly. Adler is eagle in English. And where do they play? What's the area?
Gleis. Nee, Kleist Park.
Yeah, it's near Kleist Park. I think it's Friedenau, and the name of the club is Billardair. So a really friendly bunch of people there as well. Indeed. Okay, all right. So you wanted to talk a little bit about Premier League, but we'll get to that later because Premier League is the first game tomorrow. We've got to make predictions, and we've got a bit of rivalry here too because Alexander supports Liverpool, and I support Manchester United.
And I'm between both.
And you support anyone that wins, and so therefore we're all covered really. That pretty much covers a broad range. Yeah, first of all, you guys though. No, before we get to the Premier, look at you getting your research stuff out and making. Yeah. But Lena came up with a good topic as well, just quickly to talk about. So basically, the Germans call it patchwork families. So obviously, Alexander, you live in London. Beebs, you live here with us in Berlin. It's hard, isn't it, not to see your sibling regularly?
It is hard.
Yeah.
You have to get used to it because obviously it's not going to get any. It's not like suddenly I'm going to start living here. If anything, it'll probably get shorter the time purely because I'm going to have to start work. So we have to get used to it, I guess. But it is shit, yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. That's okay. I'll have to put in a sort of warning for adult terminology here now, just because you used the word shit. Yeah, but I mean, you can come over at weekends and stuff. So I mean, clearly next summer we're probably not going to have you for the 6 weeks. Yeah, Beebs, how do you feel? We're going to see Alexander a bit less, but as you're getting older, we'll be able to ship you over to the UK as well on your own. Then I'll have some freedom, won't I?
Yeah, but I thought we wanted to do patchwork now.
Yeah, we're doing that now.
Yeah, but why are you?
That's a part of the patchwork. It's the fact that Alexander has sort of stepsisters and stepbrothers, as well, and
stepsister.
and and you've got him as a brother as well, clearly, but you've also got an extensive variety of family members who are also sort of step here, half there, blah blah blah. How's it feel? There's quite a lot of you, aren't there?
And the family.
Yeah.
It feels big.
Yeah.
That's why patchwork, but no. It feels like we just don't see each other so often. Just like once or twice per year. We do like a family
get together and stuff.
Get together, yeah.
Yeah.
And we are a big family, but we just don't see us so often. But yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun when you do.
Yeah.
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 Okay. You want to see how big your voice becomes on the screen?
No. Yeah, but I can't see my.
All of these little noises that you make, they're all coming up on the mic.
I can't see my uncle and my.
Your uncles, yeah.
And my aunties
and your
my brother.
Your grandparents.
Yeah, in England. Yeah, I just don't like that.
Yeah. Sorry, talking about uncles. There's one calling. We'll have to speak to him a bit later. All right. Do you think, Beeps, that you've got much in common with Alexander? Do you think you have some sort of similar actions or characteristics, behavior? Yeah. What do you think you've got in common with him?
He likes football.
Okay, you definitely have some interests which are the same. But what about the way that you behave, like your movement, your actions?
He sleeps more, but
okay, he sleeps more than a lot of people I know, but that's a very direct observation. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but actually, there's just he likes some things that I like.
For example?
For example, jumping on a trampoline,
Oh
or
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
or playing things, or games.
Yeah, video games. Yeah.
Yeah, play video games.
But you're cross-platform, aren't you? Because he's on what console is it that you
He's
like?
on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, but we can play together a few things. But he's still bigger than me, older than me.
Yeah.
And he sleeps more.
Yeah, okay.
And he says to every game that he played, to every film that he watched, this was the best film I've ever seen.
Okay, all right. Yeah, fair enough. Xander, what about you? So you've got a slightly older perspective. Do you see similarities between you two?
No.
There's obviously similarities, considering you're the parent of both of us.
That's true.
But yeah, like you said, we both like football. We both like games. We both like to have a fun time. I just think I chill a bit more than he does.
Yeah, he's a Duracell bunny, isn't he?
Chaotic.
Definitely.
But we are quite similar, yeah.
Yeah, he can't sit still, so he's now currently attacking a jar of sweets, which I'm not gonna remove this from the recording, so people will just listen to the fact that you just constantly eat.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, okay, well, sweets aren't going to do it for you, are they? Yeah. Anyway, okay, cool. And yeah, what about me? Have I been chilled, or have I been my typically stressed self? Am I stressed? Am I always stressed?
Yesterday we came back from Dan, and you were like, come, now coffee for everyone. Come, get the bags in these things.
The lockers, yeah.
In the lockers. Come. There's the bus. And when we drove there, you always looked on your phone.
Yeah, to find out what was happening, yeah.
And to search for the bus, but the bus just came, and you were like 3,000 miles away.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy that you've discovered the use of exaggeration in your sentences. What about you? Was I really stressful for you as well?
You weren't stressful for me. I was like kind of just living on and like just following you lot. But no, you did seem very stressed.
Okay.
You were like, you kept thinking about all the things that could go wrong, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, you just kept saying like, oh, the whole, because every time that when we went there and when we came back, it was delayed. There was stuff going on, and you know, everyone would complain, but you seemed quite stressed about it.
Yeah, it was a 12.5 hour journey under 34 degrees centigrade. But yeah, anyway, okay, fair enough. So talking about then interests. All right, what's your favorite then? I'm not going to say Xbox game. What's your favorite game, Alexander?
That's a difficult question. A very difficult question, because it depends on. Well, if you're playing with your friends, it'll be a different game, or if you're playing on your own, it depends on the mood, really. If I was to say my favorite game, which is online, I'd obviously have to say Call of Duty, because it's something that I've been playing for God knows how many years.
All right.
But then if I was to say like my favorite game where it's just playing story, I'd probably say Last of Us 1.
Okay. Last of Us 2 was good, but not as good as the first one.
Not as good, but also a very good game.
Typical curse of the sequel, isn't it? Almost. All right. Okay, Beeps, what about you? What's your favorite game? You can mention more than one if you want.
My favorite game, I don't know, but no, my favorite not computer game is Love Letter.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Your Uncle Armin will be happy. Yeah.
Good. That he called.
Yeah. I'll call him back in a minute.
My favorite computer game, I don't even know. So really,
I thought it was one of the others. What top are you wearing here? What's that? What does it say?
Fortnite.
But
okay. I like Minecraft too. I like FIFA too. I like Among Us too. I like.
You haven't played? Have you? Oh, yeah, Among Us. He's played. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a mixture of that.
Okay.
And I think not just I like these games, because I have more than just one in my class that likes these games, and that's why I just think that everyone likes games. maybe not like my auntie and my uncle, not, but yeah.
Okay. All right. What about YouTube? Who do you like to? Because you like to watch YouTube a lot, don't you? What do you like to watch the most? I mean, I'm always going on about. Don't watch so much YouTube.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Watch something intelligent, and you are.
I'm watching on YouTube, like funny WhatsApp fails, or funny moments in football, or impossible moments in football, or
Who are these guys that you always watch? These Minecraft dudes. Who are these Minecraft dudes that always scream whenever I walk past the television? They scream in my ear. Who are they?
I don't want to say it here.
Yeah, don't say the name. But who are they?
YouTubers.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And you, because you used to love watching Minecraft for hours as a kid as well, and it was quite funny that your little brother does the same. What do you watch nowadays? Because you've matured a bit, haven't you?
I tend to watch this pretty much the same people, but obviously because they've grown older over I'd say about 8 years that they've been doing YouTube, so it's more mature. When I say mature content,
Yeah, go on.
It's more like their more mature content because they kind of do more adult things, and it's more listening to their ideas. It's kind of like listening to their podcast in a way, instead of just watching them play games and stuff like I used to. So obviously there's a slight difference, but then every now and then you'd watch the odd gaming video.
Okay. Right. But you're not really into podcasts so much, are you? As in listening to them?
Not really. No. Unless it's about a like if it's people that are kind of, I'd say relevant, I guess, as in if it's about a topic that's quite big to my age group with people that I normally watch, then I might, but no, not really.
Okay. So you've just done your GCSEs. You're going to be starting your A levels in September. And what are you going to be doing? So business, history, and what else?
Law and sociology.
Law, sociology. Okay. All right. Which of those would you say is more your natural? You have a natural affinity for, and which of those are more sort of based on interest, perhaps?
History is definitely my like the one thing that I'm quite good at just naturally.
Okay.
And then I'd probably say the one that I'm just interested in that I wanted to take was sociology, because when I picked it, it was the first year that GCSE could do it. So I thought it sounded quite interesting, and I've ended up liking it a lot. That's why I picked it again.
Okay, fair enough. Little man, so you've kind of just come through your school is a bit like Montessori, so you don't actually have tests and so on. You do sort of exercises based on. Yeah. Okay. You do the tests.
Yeah, and I like these tests.
Okay.
But sometimes I don't take so much time to do them because, like, at a word like lantern or lantern, I just write it wrong. But because I want to do Need for Speed, but but I don't need to do it so quickly. I can wait 1 hour and do it then. But yeah, I just.
Okay. But these are the criticisms that you're the only criticism your teachers had is that you are perhaps a bit too quick out of the blocks and you want to do everything really quickly.
But I know that I can do that, and my teacher knows that I can do that.
What's your favorite subject? What do you like the most?
Maths.
Yeah, you like maths a lot. Yeah. Okay.
And then English.
Okay.
I like English.
Surprise. Okay, so you're a logical person then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're also quite emotional sometimes.
Yeah.
Which one do you like more, emotions or logic?
Emotions.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Can we do Premier League now?
All right. So then, in that case, Premier League. Yeah. So the league starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think is going to happen this year? Or this season?
Should I talk about the first game, or should I talk about
whatever you want?
Okay.
Well, let's talk about the first. If you want to talk about the first game, but for this weekend, but
So
also
Arsenal against.
So the first game is Arsenal against Crystal Palace, and Arsenal are away. And I reckon reckon this will be a chance for Arsenal to redeem themselves after last season's terror start, where they were last after what they lost 3 or 4 games in a row last season. So I think they're gonna have a stronger squad, considering they've got Jesus back, or not back, but they've bought Jesus. So I think they'll win that game quite comfortably.
Comfortably away to Palace.
Yeah.
Arsenal have always struggled against Palace. Palace are hard to break down, but yeah, okay, go on.
I think that's a balance, on in the playground thingy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I just think Crystal Palace is good, and Arsenal is good, but Arsenal brought Jesus, and Crystal Palace bought like 2.
No one really.
Yeah, no one. But
Okay.
they have just the team that they had last year. But maybe but I don't think. But last year they were like in the middle somewhere, and Arsenal was like
4th or 5th.
yeah.
Arsenal came 5th. They should have perhaps qualified for the Champions League, but they fell away towards the end of the season. Yeah. Okay. All right. What about the end of the season? So who do you think is going to win? What are your top 4?
Obviously, considering my team for the past 4 years has been in the title race, I'm obviously going to be biased and say I think Liverpool are going to win. But I genuinely think Liverpool have the best chance this season that they have out of any season. I know we've lost people like Mane, and he's obviously a massive character in the team. But we've also gained Nunes, who showed his what he can do. He scored 4 or 3 against Leipzig, and then in the Community Shield he scored and got an assist. So I think he's got promise, and I think that's all we needed really. We needed an out-and-out striker, and people like Trent, people like Salah, they look really on their game. I know it's only pre-season, but I think it looks promising. So I reckon it'll be Liverpool first, and I reckon City will still compete, but I think it'll be a lot closer to that top 4 compared to last season.
Okay. All right. So Liverpool 1, City 2. What about you? How do you see who are your top 2?
My top 4.
Okay.
I just want to do the top 4. I think Liverpool lost money, and I don't think that Virgil, because of last season, because of Pickford, he's still but what?
Yeah, that was the season before, but that's okay. We got the point.
He's still a little bit.
He's not the player he was, basically.
Yeah, but Virgil was better, and now Liverpool is first. Man City like with 100 points or something. Man City is like with 98 or 97.
Okay.
Then Chelsea, and then Tottenham.
Again.
That's a risky thing to say.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay.
But
so you think?
But it could be that Arsenal or Leicester.
Not even United are in the top 6.
No, United.
Manchester United, of course. Here we're talking about. Yeah.
Manchester United. Yeah, Manchester United could be 5th.
Okay.
But like last year, I think they would do better this year. But last year was just shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Say that.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, it's less an old man's team than last season, but yeah, I get the point. Okay, I'm quite happy that there are no great expectations of Manchester United, because they don't seem to do very well with expectations. But I personally think that Ten Hag will be much better than Solskjaer was, and also Rangnick, and also Mourinho, and a number of others. But I think he'll get Manchester United into the top 4, but I think it'll be close. So it could go either way. But yeah, okay, all right. Do you think there are going to be any big surprises in any of the first weekend's games? Because, I mean, Manchester City are away to West Ham. I think West Ham is a top quality club.
I'm going to throw it out there, and I'm going to say that City are going to lose to West Ham first game. and I've watched the way they played against us, and I think that they everyone's expecting them to just absolutely blow everyone out of the water because of Haaland. So I think there's a bit too much pressure on them. But I think they'll lose that first game. I think Chelsea might even lose to Everton. But I don't think there'll be any crazy surprises other than that.
Yeah, I think that City will lose too because they don't have Jesus, and Jesus, yeah, he did a few goals for Manchester City, and West Ham last season was a good team, a few lucky goals, but yeah, I just think that West Ham will win, like my brother, because Man City is, yeah, they lost now against.
No, they did lose. They lost against Liverpool. No, the Charity Shield,
against
right?
Liverpool, and they did 1-1 against Tottenham.
Again, pre-season though. Let's not read into it too
but,
much.
But I just think because West Ham is almost as good as Tottenham. The 2 seasons ago, where West Ham did that. Yeah, it was just crazy, and I think Man City will lose, but the second game they will win.
Okay, interesting. You're quite specific with your predictions. You even gave me like Liverpool will get 100 points and City will get 97 or 98 points. So you're quite convinced that there will be these two teams fighting for the title.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about Champions League? Do you think that Bayern with Mané and Matthias de Ligt will have a chance in the Champions League this year?
No, I think despite obviously they've got all their new signings, but they've also lost their main man, Lewandowski. I think that would be a big blow. I don't think Bayern are going to be as big a force as they have been. However, I still think obviously they're still going to be a threat. This is Bayern Munich we're talking about, but I think the main teams will probably be City, Liverpool, always good in Europe. I honestly think Barcelona will have this slight jump in quality. They've brought in some new players as well. Yeah, Lewandowski's gone there, and they've got some good youngsters. So I think it's going to be very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say it will be interesting, but because not just these 3 teams, I think Real Madrid is coming in, and PSG is coming in, and Olympique Lyon. But
okay, that's a bit out of left field, but fair enough. Okay. Asper will be happy to hear that. He follows Olympique Lyonnais.
No. I just I just think that not just good teams come in. Maybe like 2
small teams.
Smaller teams.
Yeah.
Like Olympique Lyon.
Okay.
And
Spurs are in the Champions League. Do Spurs have a chance?
I think they have.
They did last time. They were in the Champions League. We know their threat. They were in it. What, once in the past? God knows how. Few years.
Okay, so you're basically saying that they don't have the Champions League pedigree, so they got no chance?
No, I didn't. No, I'm not saying that. I think because they're in it, not very often. I think they'll try to focus it rather than trying to focus Premier League, because obviously the teams like City and Liverpool, they have to focus pretty much every league or every trophy, whereas teams like Tottenham or Chelsea, they're more obviously they're going to try to do the best they can in the league, but I think they'll focus on Europe because Chelsea did win it, and then Tottenham got to the final after that ridiculous semi-final. So I think Levon's right. I think it'll be interesting with Tottenham in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I want to go now.
Yeah, you're hungry, aren't you?
Yeah.
Why? What do you want to eat?
Don't know. No, but I don't want to eat something now because we're going to Vikings in a few minutes. in 1 hour or something. Yeah, but it felt good to be in here in the 100th episode.
Yeah.
And I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
I love you.
All right, so you want to leave? Yeah. Our time with the little man is up. I'll continue with
the 30 minutes over.
Okay. All right. Cool. We had the little one for 30 minutes. Okay. All right.
Say half an hour.
He did say half an hour. To be fair, that's fair enough. All right. So I could talk to you about a few other topics while I just quickly sort out my mic here. So there's some crazy stuff going on in the UK with regards to the energy crisis, with regards to the cost of living, which is obviously partially a consequence of the energy crisis, among other things. How do you feel growing up in the UK? Do you think that things are getting easier for you guys, the sort of younger generation, or do you think you guys are going to have to really sort of step up to cover all the screw ups of our generation?
I think I was asked this a couple of weeks ago by one of your friends.
All right.
I think it's going to be harder on my generation after when we have to step up and we have to start living for ourselves rather than under our own parents' roofs. But I mean, I obviously can't predict the future, so I'm not too sure. Plus, I'm not really like completely into the whole. I haven't really looked into it, so I'm not 100% sure. But I think it's not gonna get any easier for anyone. So I don't know. I mean, living in the UK for me, it's fine. I'm enjoying myself. There's little to no restrictions with COVID compared to in Berlin, which there seems to be a lot. So I'm living good.
Just the public transport system, isn't it?
Yeah, but still, I'm enjoying my time in London. I don't know what's going to happen in the next few years, whether things are going to keep increasing price-wise or not. But I'm not too sure.
Mm. Well, they say it's inflation is going to hit 13% by the end of the year this year in the UK. I mean, that's a considerable amount in comparison to what we've experienced around Europe, including the UK, over the last few years. Are you worried about anything in particular? I mean, okay, your situation is comfortable. You are not necessarily representative of every 16-year-old in the UK. Some other communities find it much more difficult than you have done. That's quite fortunate for you. But I mean, for example, things like climate change, things like discrimination, these are issues which your sort of step family perhaps have experienced a bit more than you would have done personally. How do you feel about that in the UK at the moment? Do you think there's less discrimination now or more? Do you think climate change is less of a problem or more? Where do these rate in your thoughts?
Well, if we start with discrimination, I think it's been brought to the public's attention a lot recently. I think it's even like through football, for example, they've got the Black Lives Matter tribute when they take the knee. I think it's definitely, I guess, decreased in a way, because when I was younger in school, you'd be hearing all kinds of insults being thrown around the place. Whereas now, I think people understand that it's more serious and how it actually affects people. So I think in my eyes, there's less, but obviously I don't experience other people's lives and I don't know how it is in other places. So I can't really comment for everyone. But for myself, I think it's better because there's more like people talking about it and more people not acknowledging it.
Okay.
But then with climate change, we can especially this summer, we can all see there's a massive difference. I mean, I wasn't in London when it was the heat wave of 40, 41 degrees, but I can imagine it being horrible because it's so humid there, and even when it's like 35, 36, it's a nightmare to be outside. And then even here, it's what, 38 today?
Yeah, it went up to 37, 38 today, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
so
last night when we arrived in Berlin
it's
at
30.
9:30, it was 30 at 9:30 at 10 o'clock at night, and that's just quite hard in an urban environment, isn't it?
Yeah, you can feel it as soon as you walk out. Like when we walked out of the doors of the train, you felt it hit you as soon as we walked outside this morning. Well, not this morning, but when we got outside, we felt it. So yeah, you can tell that there's definitely some sort of change in the climate. It's definitely getting hotter. So I don't know what that's gonna mean. I don't know what that means for the future or what problems it's gonna cause. But at the moment, it seems to be causing quite a few problems around, especially around Europe. Right, there's been a lot of wildfires and stuff.
Yeah,
A
there's
lot of
another one
people.
as well today in Berlin in Grunewald, but I don't think that was a cause of nature, but some kind of munitions depot exploded or something. So
Yeah, there's problems going on. So we just have to see what we can change to maybe reduce climate change. But for some, I don't know. For some reason, every time I talk about it, I end up finishing with I feel like we've gone too far past the point of
no return. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
So I mean, we have this. We've got a number of traditions, don't we? You and I. Some of the things activities that we do, movies that we watch, or series that we sort of focus on, games that we play. This year we didn't manage to do all of them. I always like to watch Mississippi Burning with you, but we didn't manage to fit that in this time around. But we watched
Interstellar.
Interstellar. Great movie that it is. Do you feel that we're heading in that direction? Do you think that's almost like unavoidable? I mean, the sort of sand, the destroyed harvests, the lack of structure, the lack of community, that kind of thing.
I think it's a very realistic thing in that movie. I feel like because it's quite a heavy, quite crazy movie, and I don't think all of it is very realistic. But I think that idea of how basically all the food goes out because of climate change and all these dust storms and stuff. I feel like that could definitely happen if we don't change a lot of things quickly.
Mm.
But that is quite an extreme scenario, having the majority of the planet's population wiped out.
Mm.
And hopefully that won't happen, but you never know, do you?
Mm. That's true. Okay, and as your little brother also commented on it a bit, we're probably not going to see you as much next year because you're also going to be working and so on. As you get older, your responsibilities increase and so on. You're going to be going into your A levels. How do you see that going along? How do you see your year developing?
Um, I think well, I mean, I'll say that I think I'm going to enjoy it. So I think I'll probably work a lot harder on it. I think it's A levels are a lot better as well, right? Because you focus on like your main subjects instead of everything. So hopefully my year will go quite well. I think this year academically wasn't the greatest because well COVID hit my two GCSE years, and so there was a lot of work that had to be put in. And I think if COVID didn't hit, I think I definitely would have been a lot more confident in my exams. But I think I'm okay
Mm.
with what I've done. So hopefully that will set me up for next year, and then hopefully when I do my practice A level exams at the end of the year, it will be not easy, but it will be easier than if I was to be struggling. So hopefully it'll go well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Um, and yeah, so any chance that we'll see you again? Do you reckon this year for a long weekend? Do you think?
This year, I don't.
Maybe with Lily.
Maybe, but this year is tough because um, Christmas. Lily always likes to do stuff at Christmas. She loves it, and she said to me, she basically just said to me, "You can't go anywhere."
That's what happened
No.
last Christmas, wasn't it?
But no,
Yeah.
I, do, I enjoy. I'm never really into Christmas, to be honest. I don't really.
Well, you have presents, don't you?
I no. This is what everyone says. I honestly don't care about if I like. Whenever it's my birthday or whenever it's I say to everyone, don't get me anything. It doesn't bother me if I don't get anything. I'm
That's the
fine.
first message. Then the
No,
second one
no,
is
no,
okay. If you have to get me
no,
something, then it might as well be this.
no. I honestly I don't like the idea of getting presents because
Of course you don't.
No. This is gonna. I don't know if this is gonna sound selfish or not, but I don't like getting presents because then I feel like I have the I have this feeling where I'm like, okay, now I need to get them a present, or now I need to really, really like step up my game and get a lot of stuff for like Christmas or whatever, and that makes me stress and panic, and I'm like, because everything goes through my head. I'm like, what if they don't like it, or what if I haven't got enough, and then they're thinking, oh, but I got this, so I don't really like getting presents that much. I honestly, even for that for my birthday, I was like, I'd much rather just lay in my bed and just sleep and just chill.
As your brother said, you do like to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than having to go out and do all this stuff. And then Christmas, this was the first, because our family has stopped really celebrating Christmas, especially during COVID.
Where but everyone's getting older, isn't it? It's just
everyone's getting older.
The hassle of all the cooking and cleaning and blah blah blah.
It used to be quite a big thing, but
yeah, it did actually.
Now we don't really. I don't really care about Christmas, to be honest. It was last year was the first year where I actually celebrated, sat down, had a Christmas dinner, all the presents opening. So it was really nice for me to be at Lily's house and experience all of this. So I enjoyed that. So I reckon that's probably going to happen this year. And then another problem is that last year I also spent New Year's there. So
that's not a problem, is it? You had fun? I guess?
But the problem for this year is now Mum's gonna be screwing at me if I don't spend it with her. So I'm gonna have to spend it with her, which leaves our opportunity to see each other for Christmas or New Year's quite slim.
Okay, so Easter is.
Well, we don't know yet. It could be a weekend, just any random weekend when I've got a holiday.
Like a bank holiday Monday or something.
Yeah, so we'll see. Or I'll probably have like a week or two off eventually before Christmas.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. But if not, then yeah, it'll be Easter next year, and a few weeks of summer.
Cool. All right, something to look forward to then. All right, so I'm going to predict that Manchester United is going to win the first game of the season 5-0, and Liverpool's going to draw 2-2, and I'm going to have a very entertaining conversation with you on Sunday evening.
Oh man, you talk so much crap.
There you go. Wonderful. Spoken like a pro. Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Xander, for accepting this invitation to have a chat with me, and. We've got to do it again actually in a few weeks. Maybe with Lily.
Maybe.
Yeah, we could talk about some books. When I've actually finished Bleak House, I've really slowed down on that.
You two can talk about that one.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
And then we can do Generations 3. That's what it's called, right? Generations 1 and 2.
For what?
For your podcasts.
Oh, season 3. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. Is it Generation?
I don't know. The first one was called Generations.
Oh yeah, there's 2. Well done.
2.
You did read the headline. Anyway, all right.
And
thanks, man.
Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
2 and Mike.